Hello? Got some new merch.
To me was almost sort of like going through and
Looking pretty fly.
Yeah, staying busy today.
I'm doing a engine rebuild at the moment. I just finished it up and I'm tuning it. Ooh, man. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at that. That is looking sexy. Wow. That turned out really good.
It did.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Embroidered.
Permanent. Not gonna peel.
Give it a little bit of a build.
Yeah, I had to break mine in a little bit.
Needs to be a little tighter.
See, I had the opposite problem.
I have a small head, and that's way too tight.
I like the colors. They match well.
It's still a little tight.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah. We got merch. These are just prototypes, but...
It turned out good.
Yeah. Yes, they did. I'm very happy with it.
Good deal.
So maybe if we get enough interest in some merch, we'll get some around.
Yeah. Trust issues went out on a limb and pulled through.
You did. Yeah, I did. I like that. Now I can finally represent on my head a little bit better. I'm not wearing my other one right now that you made, but I watched it. It was getting filthy.
Yeah,
I kind of touch my hat a lot.
Yeah, I got the same problem. Or if you need a rag, an instant rag.
An instant rag. Yeah.
That's how my Polaris hat gets. It gets washed every now and then.
Man, so I'll have a work hat now and then a nice hat.
There you go.
It's already dirty. It's probably gonna be my work hat.
It's already broken.
It's already broken. Yeah, my hands are a little oily. Yeah. These are gonna be good summer hats.
Yeah, really breathable.
Yeah.
Wash the dirt out. Our hair is still gonna get muddy, but
yeah,
it'd be alright.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks, bud.
Yeah, had to represent.
Finally got some representation.
Price was right, so.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, if we got more interest in this, we'll
easy markup price.
Maybe get some more of you. Get some more made in different
kinds. Different
maybe
styles.
I'd like to get a flex fit.
Yeah.
Eventually. What's going on, you Brapaholics? We're going to be working on the Predator and the Prey again, or the Sportsman 300. So, basically what I got to do is we're going to put a new brake caliper on this Predator. I have a new one on it right now, but it's not bleeding. I don't know. I've tried multiple different things. It ain't bleeding, so we're going to try a different one. Well, we just got to take 2 bolts out and re-bleed the brake lines, and hopefully this one will work. And the new carburetor is coming for that later today. So we will get to that here soon as well and see if we can get that thing running like it should. And on mine, it's out here right now. In the last video, I was working on the muffler. The packing should be in probably tomorrow. So we're going to work on all this stuff in this video. It's a mere 10 degrees out and it's about the same temp in here. Maybe a little warmer. If we actually had snow, I wouldn't really mind the cold that much, but we don't. So, you know, fun stuff. We got the Chevrolets here again. We're gonna plumb the air filter on this thing. I need to reroute it. So initially I had this air filter right here, and I mean it's out of the way and it would have worked. It worked for the most part, but when you're in mud or snow or water, it's just out in the open. It's gonna be sucking in all that. And well, a couple weeks ago we were test driving it in the snow, and well, the powder plugged it up. We're gonna reroute it, and I'm gonna run some tubing up here under the dash. We're gonna reroute, so that's where it's gonna go. I hope I have enough stuff So me and Wyatt went to Home Depot the other day, and we're gonna use some PVC to plumb it. And I have a 10-footer of PVC somewhere. It was cheaper to buy a 10-footer than it was to buy a 2-footer, so that makes sense. Besides, I'm probably gonna be using this PVC in other projects anyways, so it worked out. So let's get started on this, and then once we get that done, I also am going to finally, I'm gonna turn the diff out a little bit so that the prop shaft isn't so close to the engine. It's just very close. I don't like how close it is, so we're gonna do that. And we're getting down to the nitty-gritty stuff, to be honest. I mean, I wanna mess with headlights a little bit yet. This is what we're working with here. So my initial plan was to come down here and angle and then shoot a pipe up through here and then up into this corner of the dash. But I kind of forgot that my feet actually go right there and right there. So my plan now, I think, is to come around here and shoot up between this bracket and then up into this side. That way I can still get my foot into here and it's just out of the way. We're gonna try that first. I'm gonna make a little, before I commit to anything, I'm just gonna see how everything fits and see how my feet fit in there. It's a tight fit. It's just because it's a Power Wheels and everything's compact. So we're gonna try this. I have to get this air filter out if I want to send it like I want to. Alright, so I think this will work. I might make this a little bit shorter to bring it back a little bit, but I'm gonna get in it and see how my feet fit in there. Alright, so I got the carburetor wherever I put it. Alright, so the new carburetor came in. I mean, it looks just like the other one, which it should. So basically I just gotta, so I'm gonna install it and hopefully this is gonna fix our issues. Otherwise, I'm not sure. So anyways, let's get started. It's a moment of truth. I got it all hooked up. So I'm gonna have to crank it over and fill the bowls up. Without choke, so that's a good sign. Last time it died instantly. So we got, so far, so good, maybe. I'm gonna let it warm up though. I might have to adjust the needle. It must be a rat. It might be a rat's nest in the clutch case. All right, so it is running way better now. It has no top end at this point. I had the same problem with the Trail Boss 330 that I fixed like 2 years ago, and I don't remember what I did to make it work. So I'm gonna do some research. Same exact problem, same exact type of carb. There's no top end. So we'll figure that out, and I'll let you guys know what I find. All right, so I got it going pretty good. I figured out some things. This thing's pretty finicky when it comes to its air ratio. So I'm getting too much air and I'm not getting enough fuel at full throttle. The idle jet's fine. So what I did is I adjusted the needle jet up more so it's getting more fuel. And then I put the air filter on just to see what it would do, and it made a big difference. So once I get all this back together, so that was kind of the issue, is just the mixture was just off. Normally not having the filter on your carburetor isn't that big of an issue when it comes to this stuff, but some things are finicky about it. So it's kind of stupid design. They have the air box built into the fender on this machine. So once we get all back together, we'll actually test it out because it's running good. It's running pretty good as it is. So that's kind of the game plan. We're gonna put it all back together. Alright, so the Prey is running. Seems like it's running pretty good. I got just adjust some things here and there. For some reason the LED screen quit working. No idea why. It lights up, but there's nothing on the screen. And as I was driving it out, yeah, the tires are kind of bald, but I had no traction, and I looked back and only one tire spinning, and so the left rear CV axle is broken. So I'm going to order that, but otherwise it is done, so we're going to move on to the next project. Okay, now that the Prey is done, we got the Predator back in here. Well, my Predator anyways. We just got to finish doing the exhaust. There was no packing in it, so I bought some, and it came in. So we're going to shove it full of that packing, and she's ready to rip for the springtime, so... Alright, so I just put the packing in, pretty simple. So let's see how much quieter it is. Still pretty throaty, but it sounds a lot better in my opinion. is snappy. Ooh. Yep, she sounds good. Alright, so I got the tubes on. This is going to be the first startup. See how it runs, I guess. It should be fine. Start it right up. Alright, so it's working as it should. Gonna have to let the PVC harden up with the glue I have in it. So the next step I want to do is obviously when it comes to filling this thing up with gas. You know, everything's warping and stuff because it ain't perfect by any means. I would say we are getting pretty close to paint this, but I'm gonna wait to do that until it warms up and I have a little bit more money to spend on this thing. But we took all the stickers off of this because they were, as you can see, it's fading, and I just didn't like how it looked. So before I paint this, I'm going to take a picture of all these outlines, or at least the window anyways. This outline and this outline. And we're going to, once we paint this thing, then we're going to come through with some white vinyl and just put that on here to make it look like a window. Same with the front. And so that's what we're going to do for that. And then this is probably going to be painted. I'm still undecided. I keep going back and forth with what I want to do. I have silver and black paint ready to go right now. I could use that, and maybe I'll use that on the frame, I don't know. But I think I want to paint this blue though. That's kind of what I'm running towards. I might just make this a custom Brapaholic thing, so maybe I'll make this blue and orange, I don't know. With some black. But like I said, that's a little bit down the road for now. So the next step on this thing, I'm gonna unscrew the front diff, and then I'm gonna see if I can turn it just a little bit. So I bring out the prop shaft just a touch. I'm hoping I can do that, and then I'll re-screw it into the frame. Alright, so I got the diff turned, and it's missing. It is way better. It is not as close as it was to the engine down there. It's gonna be hard to tell. You guys probably can't tell, but the drive shaft in there was really close to the engine. It's way better now, so we're gonna run it like that for now. So what I did is I basically just turned the front diff just a tad bit. It should be fine. I mean, that's what the CV axles are meant for, is to bend and twist at the same time. So it shouldn't matter too much. I didn't turn it that much, but it's enough to make a good difference for the drive shaft here. And I just installed this other light bar because I had it on the quad, and why not? So I put it on there. I put it there because I thought that was the best place to put it. I thought about putting it on the bumper, but if I were to put it on the bumper, then I would have had to constantly keep unhooking the cables to the wire harness and stuff. So I put it right there in the grill because it kind of blends in, and just, I don't know, I think it looks good there. I didn't really want it up there or anything yet. So, I mean, plus, and I have it angled down just a little bit. The way that these headlights are, they're kind of in a set position. I can't really adjust them much. They kind of point just up a little bit and out, if that makes any sense. They're not kind of angled down like you would want it on the road and stuff. So, so this one kind of corrects that, and it's just as bright. So she's really bright now. The next thing I need to do is, well, I'm not sure if I want to put taillights in this or not at the moment. Another thing I did is I raised the spring tension on the rear shocks in this, because when I sit on it, it's a pretty comfy ride, because now all my back pressure, now all the weight when I sit is actually on these shocks. When you're on the quad, you sit in the middle of the quad, and you're actually not putting all that pressure on the shocks because you actually got 4 shocks holding you up rather than, well, in this situation, just 2. So that was enough to really squat it down. Like I said, it was a comfy ride. It wasn't like bodying me down or nothing, but it was making the truck look like a Carolina squatted truck. And I didn't like that, so I jacked the shocks all the way up, and it should help level it out. And when I sit on it, it should be able to hold my weight up better and not squat as much. It's gonna be a little bit of a stiffer ride, but we'll see. We're gonna play with it. Yeah, the tubing so far is holding up good. I have it all glued together now. I did a lot of the stuff that I really wanted to do. The next step is I'm gonna run some basically like side roll cage, I guess you could say, or just more framing. I'm gonna run it through here on the top and all the way back around, and I'm gonna loop it all the way around and go back up. That way, if this were to tip, that bar in there, that roll cage bar, is there to help support from your legs getting crushed, essentially, and it helps support the plastics up a little better, because right now they're pretty wobbly, so that bar would hold these plastics better, and I think it's just a good thing to have. So that's the next step, is to put that in. But other than that, at this point, it's just the testing phase. I really need to, once the snow's gone, we'll start riding this thing more. It's just so cold out right now. I suppose I could ride in this cold weather. I just was hoping to have a lot of deep snow to do it. That's why these big tires are on it at the moment. So I will be transferring these tires, and then these tires, I will be switching them back and forth depending on what I want to use this for. So I'm going to use these tires for trail riding mainly. These are like, I think they're like 25-inch tires, 24-inch tires. I'm not really sure. They're the tires that came on it. They're stock tires. It just doesn't look as mean with these smaller tires on, but these are way better to trail ride with. I'll tell you that right now. These tires are meant for mudding, and that's about it. They are aggressive. I've been in sand with these tires, and they like to dig down rather than go forward. And besides, at this point in time, I really need to get power steering on this thing. It's fine for now. I can kind of withstand it for now. With the smaller tires, it's a little better, but it turns hard. It's just the way the wheelbase is, and it's the way players design their steering. It's just, besides, I got a 13-inch steering wheel, and when you have handlebars, it's probably like 20 inches or so. I mean, I'm not sure how long it is, but so for trail riding, I might upgrade to bigger tires even yet. Just so the look is, just so it has that really cool look, and bigger tires will give you a little bit better ride. But I want some bigger trail riding tires eventually, so that'll be an upgrade in the future. It's not in the talks right now. Once kind of most of the testing phases are done and it warms up, we will paint this thing. So we're gonna strip this thing completely down. I'm gonna be painting pretty much every metal piece on this thing. I haven't decided the color scheme yet. I keep going back and forth with what I want. But the plastics will all be painted. So this metal piece will finally be blended in when I paint it. I'm probably just gonna leave it like this. It just, once I run the metal bar through here, it'll help make it look less weird. And then I'll finally get rid of this red clay stains that are on this thing, because this thing came from Louisiana. I mean, it's better now, but this thing was like pure brown when I got it. And eventually, if I were to take this thing mudding, if I take this to like a mudding event, or I just feel like going mudding with it, I might make a snorkel conversion kit on it. I have so much PVC pipe laying here yet. So I could, rather than going up through here, I can make a temporary tubing to come up like really high, so it's just, I can just go deep. And I already have tubing. This thing's already set to go deep in the water. This has already been converted over to a snorkel kit. So I still have all the tubes and stuff that I can run tubes way up and whatnot. So we have all kinds of possibilities for this thing. It's just that's kind of what the plans are for now. But at this point, it is time to start testing.